Warriors, rise. XRP and Ripple to dominate the global banking system. We're so close, but it seems yet so far. Be patient, Warriors. We're going to cover that today. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. If you want access to my exact portfolio, our revolutionary exit strategy, and our 128 challenge and over 100 cryptocurrency courses, what is it, how to do it, and an example, click the description down below to check out our 128 challenge and Warrior Academy. All right, so let's kick it off. I love legal briefs here. So this is Jeremy Hogan. His website is Legal Briefs, or his YouTube channel is Legal Briefs. You can find him on Twitter as well. So we're going to watch this really cool update that he just did. Warriors, we are getting, I know we've been saying this for a long time since the case launch. Think about this. It's been over a year, Warriors. You did it. You've made it over a year. But we're getting very, very close, and some new breaking news came out today as well. And we will try to pull that up. We'll pull that up live together. But Warriors, we're getting close. I mean, listen to what he's saying. It's going to end in 2022. We know that, Warriors. So just be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Okay, so let's listen to what he says about the case and some of the most interesting information. And we're going to watch a quick video with him. And I just want to show you all the facts, figures, numbers, logic, how XRP and cryptocurrencies like that, or DLT specifically, are literally going to take over the whole banking system. Let's check this out.
This is key. Okay, well then let me take the opportunity to answer one of the questions from the audience. So a question from the audience we got was on this topic. What are the implications once the outcome of Ripple XRP is decided? So the way I would comment on that is when I was supervising the group, we were very careful about what cases we litigated, because in such a new area, one bad decision could really have a programmatic impact. And there was one case, it was a small fraud case, where the commission initially lost the motion for preliminary injunction. And it was in, Law 360 and all the industry publications the next day. SEC's losing. And, it was a surprise. It was a very straightforward case. We thought it was somebody who made up a fake blockchain regulator called the Blockchain Exchange Commission, and put the SEC's address as the address for this fake regulator. But it was all over the news that the SEC is losing. Well, a motion for reconsideration was filed, and the judge reversed the decision. And that got, not as much news as the initial decision got, but it kept the track record clean. So on the question of the implications of Ripple XRP, I mean, on the one hand, it's only one case, it's only one judge, it's district court. But for such a new innovative area where people are following, as Christy went through those decisions, people are reading every line of every decision. There's a lot on the line, I think. There's a lot on the line for the program. If the commission loses a big case on a significant legal issue, it's not necessarily binding. It's one district court, unless it gets appealed. But to lose a prominent case, I think, has the potential to have a significant impact on the program.
To lose a big case on a significant issue has the potential to have a significant impact on the program. And there you have it from the former SEC cyber chief, who can now speak more freely since he no longer works there. That is the impetus for the SEC to resolve the Ripple case. And I think these two clips confirm it. It's the fear of losing either on the fair notice defense, because everyone raises some form of that defense, or even fear of losing on the underlying Section 5 violation. That is the impetus for the SEC. And remember, they are not worried about you. They are not losing sleep over what the value of the XRP you own is. They are worried about the program.
Okay, so that's a key factor right there, Warriors. All they're worried about is saving face. So they're driving out this case, I believe, again, to get a new Howey test, right? So eventually, I believe they're going to settle out of court. There'll be a settlement. XRP Ripple is just saying, all right, fine, we're just going to settle out of court so we can move on, so we can continue to move into this new global financial system. Or are they rubbing elbows behind the scenes? They're dragging this out, right? So I'm sure they're going to settle out of court, Warriors. And then we'll look up the news together. I got to look at my research team feed or whatever, but I think something came out around the Ethereum. They're able to actually look at the documents from Ethereum. Now, yesterday I showed you this letter, which was really, really cool. Now, notice what it says in this letter here, and this is just having fun with this. I love this type of stuff where you're connecting dots. You know, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, it's just fun, right? So if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, it's whatever. We're all just doing the best we can with the research. So remember this letter that I shared with you yesterday. If you didn't watch the video yesterday, go check it out. The American Banker Association was writing a letter to the Federal Reserve, okay? And they gave us a date of November 2023 where they're going to hit the switch and have a 1-day implementation and migration, okay? But this says right here, it says the notice plans for making the migration for ISO 20022 for Fedwire on a single day, no earlier than November 23rd, instead of phased approach originally considered in 2018, later postponed. So the switch of the global system to ISO 20022 was supposed to happen in 2018. Remember what our Phoenix or the Economist magazine in 1989 cover said? So it has the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, you have the gold coin right here, and it has 2018 on here. I thought that was pretty cool. One of the Warriors sent that over to me, so I thought that was pretty neat. So this letter says they were supposed to reset in 2018, but they weren't ready, so they put us into a pandemic, right, to get us more used to less cash, digital currency. And then right here on the Economist magazine in 1989, it says 2018 has the Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's really interesting, right? I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's check this out. So what I did is I went deep. You know, I like to see news, and then I like to build the narrative around it by looking at documents. I go through and read a bunch of documents. So let me show you what this is. Let me make sure what page this is. So this is page 11. Okay, and this is the document is Deutsche Bank Global Transaction Banking Ultimate Guide to ISO 20022. So I just want to show you what the importance is for banks, right? Because I think a lot of people are just worried about, is it going to move? Is it going to? But you have to understand the banking system. If you understand it from the banker's level and the institution level, it gives you a better foundation, so you're not jumping in and out of cryptocurrency. So you understand what has to happen for the banks. The banks have to have private and public sector come together. That's a fact, Warriors. Do you know how expensive it's going to be for them to create this stuff on their own, like JP Morgan did? Most banks aren't going to be able to do that. Think about that. That's why many Asian banks, SBI, all these companies are bringing Ripple on board, right? So this only has been a narrative in America, Warriors. And once the narrative gets dropped in America, Bank of America is locked in, ready to go. A lot of companies are going to say, let's just rock, because I'm going to show you their global enterprise. They have literally APIs where they can get a bank up and running in 2 weeks, Warriors. They're ready to help every single bank that would be willing to come on board Ripple. And do you imagine the liquidity that's going to pump into the system? And with liquidity and utility, guess what? Your price of your XRP goes up. And they are the juggernaut when it comes to liquidity. So what does ISO 20022 mean for banks? Significant and complex internal changes are on the horizon for banks. Let me just repeat that. Significant and complex internal changes are on the horizon for banks. It's crucial, therefore, that senior management are aware of the magnitude of the project in terms of resources and budget. Key factor, budget. They're all worried about how much this is going to cost, as well as the need to secure appropriate I can't pronounce that word, with existing external vendors, okay? The plan, their migration banks should assess the overall business implications beyond payment transactions, the number of transactions impacted, the bank's own participation in affected market infrastructure, direct to indirect, whether the bank has its own indirect participants, whether the bank offers correspondent banking services, if external providers are to be used as part of the service delivery. Not undertaking any action is in most cases simply not an option. Let's read that line again. This is why you got to read deep into the documents or watch my YouTube channel, hit the notification button, because you will not get notified if you don't hit that notification button. Not undertaking any action is in most cases simply not an option and would risk losing access to central bank money, affecting liquidity management and the fulfillment of the minimum reserve requirements. So literally, Warriors, this tells you right here, this line is that the CBDC is coming fast and furious. If you don't get on board with distributed ledger technology, okay, and you don't migrate into ISO 20022, and you're not operating under the blockchain or the compliant cryptocurrency or whoever you're going to use, You are not going to have access to central bank money. And if you don't have access to central bank money, you will not have the liquidity to survive. Banks survive off liquidity. Okay, I just want to show you that piece. There's another cool part here. This is just neat to see this type of stuff. I love looking at this type of stuff. A lot of stuff I don't understand because I'm not an IT person, but it just shows you how much has to happen. Okay, there's another part I wanted to show you guys here. The timeline. I think this is fun to look at, right? Because we see this stuff when we pull this up online, but these are from their documents, Warriors. These aren't like documents that people made up. These are from countries' documents of the timeline of the migration of the euro, US dollar, and sterling's regions for ISO 20022. So you got the Fed wire, which is the clearinghouse, which is a Fed wire member is connected to Volante. Volante is a partner of Ripple. Okay. You got the clearinghouse. You got ISO 20022 specifications started in 2019. And in 2022, the ISO 20022, like for like, plus 3 months stability phase. And then by 2023, the ISO enhancement phase. And then we're going to move into ISO 20022. I've been telling you guys since the beginning of my YouTube channel, by 2025, we're going to be operating on a brand new banking system. I've been telling you that for a very, very long time since I started my YouTube channel. And none of this was well, this stuff was available, but there wasn't like actual news coming out and saying, hey, here's what we're doing. Okay, US dollar. This shows you exactly where the US dollar stands. Okay, what is the vision? In October 2017, the Fed announced migration of FedWire. ISO 20022, deeming it the strategic initiative to improve U.S. payment system. In contrast to that part's not irrelevant. I'm trying to see if there's anything relevant here. Okay, just the phases here. So it looks like we got legacy changes November 23rd, 2020. Okay, as you were asleep looking at the pandemic. ISO, like for like, 18 months. So that's going to go to Q1 2022. Okay, then we got a stability period goes for 3 months. So we have a 3-month stability period. So we got January, February, March. Then we have a 3-month stability period, which would be April, May, June. Okay, then as we transition into phase 3, which would be Q4 2023, which would be November for the big switch, the big bang. Holy shit, that's what they call it. Implemented to enable participants to send options enhancements. They call it the big bang. That's weird. Okay, so we'll go in here. So we know that Ripple Liquidity Hub for enterprises. The world is fast moving towards crypto first future, one in which every company will have a strategy on how to leverage crypto, tokenize assets and smart contracts, and more of transfer value, and feel the rising tide of global digital transactions and commerce. Liquidity, the ability is instantly and seamlessly affordable to exchanges assets, is the key to turning the vision into a bold new reality. Look at this, Warriors. They literally have exactly what they need. Ripple Liquidity Hub will unlikely solve or uniquely, please let me redo that. Ripple Liquidity Hub will uniquely solve for specific pain points for enterprise customers, avoiding the long and resource-heavy integration through a streamlined API. And unlike most offerings, eliminate pre-funding requirements in order to free up working capital. Okay, so this is it. This right here is what separates Ripple XRP. This is what a lot of people aren't paying attention to. The ability and liquidity for pre-funding is literally the differentiator from all other companies with Ripple. Ripple Liquidity Hub, number one, can get them up and running. I'm sure there's other companies that can do that. I don't think they can do it as efficiently as Ripple, but Ripple has the liquidity that they need. Because if they don't have the liquidity and they don't have the connection to the central bank, they are not going to survive. It's saying it in their documents, Warriors. This is really, really important. Okay. The ability to interoperate cryptocurrencies across networks will break down barriers to entry and enable greater competition and inclusion. Because of this, Ripple Liquidity Hub will initially support BTC, ETH, Litecoin, Ethereum, BCH, and XRP. Why would they be supporting those, Warriors, if they're connected to the IMF, World Economic Forum? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, ETC, BCH, and XRP. Think about that, Warriors. You have to really think about this. They are connected to the World Economic Forum, the IMF. Why would they be offering those cryptocurrencies? These are fundamental cryptos. Bitcoin being a store of value, Ethereum having tons of utility and being involved in the banking system. Go look up JP Morgan, BSN, BMB. I did just do the video on Monday, I think it was. Okay. All right. So let's just watch a fun little commercial here from Ripple just to keep us excited and motivated. Let me restart this here.
Ripple, the global real-time settlement network. Consumers and businesses have new and increasing demands for cross-border payments. Ripple connects banks around the world and allows them to offer real-time cross-border payment services to their customers. Currently, cross-border transactions require many intermediaries to execute, so settlement takes multiple days. This often creates costs and risks that make it difficult to meet today's market demands. Ripple enables cross-border payments to execute directly between banks within seconds and provides the banks end-to-end visibility throughout the whole process. Ripple is infrastructure technology banks can adopt to power new payment services like low-value retail and corporate payments. Let's see Ripple in action, enabling a person-to-person remittance use case. On the right-hand side, you see a bank's mobile app. On the left-hand side, you see Ripple powering the core processes to execute a cross-border payment. Alice, a bank customer in the US, logs into her mobile banking app. Her bank uses Ripple for cross-border payments. She wants to send money to Bob, who lives in Singapore. Bob's bank also uses Ripple. When Alice selects Bob as the recipient, Ripple allows her bank and Bob's bank to exchange sender and recipient information to meet risk and compliance requirements. This information is encrypted and exchanged directly between banks via HTTPS. No customer information ever touches the Ripple network. Alice wants to send $1,000 to Bob. Ripple queries the banks for their fees and the network for a real-time FX quote. Ripple packages this information to show Alice the total cost of her payment to Bob in Singapore. Thanks to Ripple, banks can provide customers an accurate total cost, delivery time, and delivery amount for cross-border payments down to the cent before the payment executes. After Alice approves the payment, settlement takes place over Ripple in 5 to 10 seconds. Simultaneously, Ripple triggers Alice's bank and Bob's bank to update their ledgers. As soon as the funds are posted into Bob's account, Alice is notified. Ripple solutions afford banks access to transact directly, speed transaction settlement to real time, trace funds end-to-end with certainty of delivery, and minimize the total cost of every transaction. With Ripple, banks around the world are already developing new payment products and services for real-time cross-border transactions. To learn more, please contact us at ripple.com.
Okay, we're going to contact him at ripple.com, see what's up. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool to keep you motivated, keep you inspired. We're so close, Warriors, and we've seen this a million times, but I love looking at this type of stuff. I mean, you got Bank of America's U.S. patent for real-time settlements by distributed ledger system, and we click Ripple, and boom, there it is right there. It's right in their patent. You got Ripple DLT. You got the little coin sign right here. They're literally in their patent on how they're going to run their bank through DLT. I mean, how much more evidence can you have there? And then this is pretty cool news here. And then we'll pull up the Ethereum thing. Visa teams with consensus for central bank digital currency pilot. If you haven't watched my YouTube videos this week, we show you the connection between consensus. I think it was JP Morgan, a China bank, and Ethereum. Okay. And then let's see, XRP, Base, and Ethereum. Let's see what that just came up. I think there was some breaking news on it. SEC must surrender Hinman email. There we go. It's right there. Live news here. So SEC must surrender Hinman's email on Ether to Ripple judge's rules. Cool. A federal judge ruled that the email containing a draft of former SEC official speech not protected by agent privilege. This is huge news, actually. The Securities and Exchange Commission must surrender an email with a draft of former director William Hinman's speech on whether Ether is not a security to Ripple is an ongoing lawsuit with regulatory. We know that. That's cool. That's great stuff, Warriors. It's a great way to start a Friday. If you're watching this future, great way to watch this day. Well, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys, Warriors. Like I said, if you want access to my portfolio, exact exit strategy, exact exit targets, access to our cryptocurrency team, Warrior team, 6 calls a week, cryptocurrency leadership calls, subconscious mind programming, goal setting. There's no program like it in the world. Click the description down below to join the private Warrior Academy, and we'll get you all hooked up. You can also join the free Discord and Facebook group to get to know, like, and trust us before you ever make a decision. We love you guys. We appreciate you. And as we always say, Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.